Hey guys, Drutter here. Spring is allegedly sprung. Well, the weather's not very great here, and I know it's not really that great anywhere else, but one thing we can do at this time is stir the compost. If you have a compost heap, and if you don't, I highly recommend it. Get out there and stir it up. Get the dirt from the bottom and all that kind of stuff mixed in with the rest, and then by the time you go to plant, whenever that is, May, early May, you should have your compost. It will be ready to go into the garden. The blueberries are already budding. These are still in their containers that I bought them in last year, but these are going to be going into the ground probably up there this year, early this spring. I'm going to do this pretty soon and get them in there, and then hopefully you can get some fruit off of these guys this year. Last year they did well. They grew nicely, but they didn't actually produce any flowers or fruit. I think they will this year though. Another thing you can do this early in the spring is bulbs. If you do flowers and you didn't plant them in the fall, then the springtime is a good time to plant your bulbs. And that's not just for flowers too, that's for things like garlic. If you don't have your garlic in the ground, you should probably be doing that now, assuming you've had your last frost wherever you live. I think here we probably have had our last frost. Winter seems to be hanging on. They're predicting this year to be just like last year, dark, cold, and wet. I don't know why. That doesn't sound like the summers we usually get around here. Usually it's sunny and warm from April, May, all the way through till October. But last year we had almost no sun that entire time. In fact, we didn't have any sun. I think in July we had 2 weeks of sun, and that was it. That was all we had. So hopefully this year we get a little bit more sun. I don't know, maybe that radiation will blow over and then we can use the radiation as energy rather than sunlight. I don't know. There's a US dollar chart over the last year. As you can see, we're now making new lows. Aw, aren't they cute? Here and there I've been picking up a few of these little tiny gold nuggets. Altogether these add up to 1/100th of an ounce, so this is about $15 worth of gold. It's not a heck of a lot. They're super cheap to pick up, and I don't have a lot of money for gold, that's for sure. Like it though. Junk silver. Wasn't too long ago that our currency actually was money. We had silver in our currency. Now, don't you wish that your dad had put aside, oh, I don't know, 10, 20 pounds of silver for you? Just throw some change in a jar and hide it away for you? And don't you wish that he would just show up on your doorstep tomorrow and say, hey, I put aside these coins, it's only, the face value is only a couple $100, so it didn't really cost me much, but, here you go. Well, you could be doing that for your kids right now. We have nickel. This is nickel bullion. It's even better than these silver coins because these are 100% nickel, or 99.99 or something like that. That's nickel bullion right there. And these are 98% or 99% copper. And you don't have to go back very far. Anything before 1999, or anything before, I guess you could say before the year 2000, anything dated before the year 2000 in Canadian coins is worth keeping. Now I'll put a link to coinflation.com. I've linked to it many times, and so have many other people, but if you haven't seen it yet, and if you haven't bookmarked it yet, then please do. I'll also link to an Endless Mountain video where he breaks down all the Canadian coins. I don't have a link specifically for the Americans, but you can find most of the information on coinflation.com. And they're not going to be making nickels at a nickel anymore, except in the US, and that won't be happening for very much longer. And pennies, they're not even going to make at all. So definitely go out to your bank, get a few rolls of nickels and a few rolls of these. And if you're an American, go out to your bank and buy a $100 box of nickels. Right now, it's worth $145. That doesn't include the premiums of the coins. That's just the value, the metal value of the coins. So for $100, you go to your bank and you get a box. It's not very big. It's about the size of, I don't know, half a shoebox. It's not that big, and just throw it in your safe, because that's pure nickel and copper in there, in those American nickels. And you know, like I said, it's $100 and it's worth $145 or something like that right now, and only going up. So you know, do your kids a favor. Hey, do yourself a favor even. Get yourself some metals, because metals are money. And of course, silver continues to do well. We're in the low 36s now, actually solidly up into the 36s. What are we at here? 36, 38 at the moment. It has held on really, really well despite the currencies around the world fluctuating, some skyrocketing and dropping, or some actually doing both. Gold is doing fairly well. Let's have a look. Well, that's the technical chart here. Gold, not as well as silver today, but overall it's done fairly well. We're up in the 1420s now. But yeah, silver doing even better than gold, which is kind of normal and good to see, especially considering the you know, the turmoil that's going on everywhere, and the stock markets are just absolutely bonkers lately. So this is good to see that something of real value is hanging on to that real value, and it will continue to do so. Let's have a look at the silver yearly chart. So here we were on this tear the last few weeks, and we got to about here, and then the, you know, nuclear meltdown, tsunami, and the war, new war have broken out. So that would explain this turmoil here, but the trend is very clear, and I expect us to resume on that trend. Okay, I hope everyone's having a great day, and keep on stacking them if you can. Stack them if you got them.